how do you measure the quality or the progress of the data in ongoing business project, which is very critical for the business decisions. And also I will tell what are the different data quality transformations, when it is used, what to be used, and what is the limitations, all those things. And I will talk about some of the business use cases where the different transformations will be used. And I will also talk about how we can integrate, how we can deploy this data quality mapping to a classic Power Center repository. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said that you have been working on the Power Center, right? Which version of the Power Center you have been working on, Abbas?
9.5.
Okay, great. So is it my audio video is perfect?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So, okay, let me open the tools before I start the presentation. Okay, perfect. So let's go to the presentation deck. So first I will talk about basics. What is data quality management? Okay. So it is a set of process that measures and improves the quality of the important data on ongoing basis. Okay, and it ensures that data-dependent business process and applications deliver expected results. Okay, so I will tell one classic example that is easy to understand. So let's say, okay, I'm running one business organization where I have multiple modules or multiple channels. Okay, it can be finance, it can be HR, it can be a payroll, it can be R&D, it can be IT, it can be a sales, it can be pre-sales, it can be anything, right? If you take any organization, okay, so there will be different modules, right? But because each functional unit is hold a specific set of customers, okay, to handle the customers, right? So let's take a something like a call center department where it is responsible for storing all your customer records. What is the customer name, when he has joined, when he has purchased the product, what is his name, what is address, what is state, zip code, contact number, alternative email ID, right? Fax number, all those information will be there in the call center database, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now as a company CEO, now I want to give some promotion offers to my top 500 customers or top 1000 customers, correct? So he has some logic to implement to find out who makes the biggest transactions in a month of 20 days or in a span of 2 months or 3 months or first quarter, last quarter. He identified the top 500 customers, for example. Okay, now he's having the list of top 500 customers. Now he wants to promote the new product, or he wants to give you some discount on the existing product, or basically want to do some mail campaign or voice campaign. Okay, so now he has to reach to the customer, correct? He has to communicate to the customer about the campaigning offer. So how we can reach is through ways. It can be a voice or it can be a text. When I say voice, you call to the customer, you explain the product, as simple as that. The next one is the text, means you can send an SMS, you can send a email, right? Getting it, Abbas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's decide that instead of calling the persons, why? Because the person may be busy in some other meetings, or we don't want to disturb him in his peak hours. Let's decide that we will send a mails to all our top 500 customers. Okay. So next step is what? They need to send an email. So they will send mails to all the 500 customers. Okay. Unfortunately, some of the emails are bounced back. What could be the reason?
Incorrect email ID.
Right. That is called data quality issue, right? So since the call center database is not properly holding the correct email information, you are not able to reach to the customer and you are losing the business on time, right?
Yeah.
That is one of the classic example. It means that you are not validating your customer email address in your customer database. As simple as that.
Right.
There could be a problem with email. Okay, when I say how do you identify email is correct, first check I will see is whether my domain, whether any domain exists or not. Next I will see @ symbol is present or not in my email ID. Next I will see @ symbol is present at the start or bottom. Ideally it should not present at the starting or ending. It should be middle, right? And next thing is whether email ID is having any spaces. So we cannot create an email with spaces, right? We can have special characters, but we cannot have a spaces. These are all the some of the logical checks. Theoretically we know, right? Theoretically, by seeing the email ID, you can tell that. Theoretically we know, but how the system understands, right? So there could be some kind of validation in our customer database. Means we need to implement some kind of transformation logic to validate, so that before you send the promotional email, you make sure that yes, all are, let's say I have some 100 customers email IDs, you validate using the data quality transformations and correct it and send the promotional offers. So since the customer is not using this kind of validation using the data quality transformation, so he's losing the business, right?
Right. Yeah.
So this is one of the simple classes you're getting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, you're losing the business, you're losing the customer relationship also. Okay. So next, how do you measure the data quality? Okay. So you said that yes, I implemented data quality, but how do you make sure that your logic is working, or your business requirement is meeting your standards or not, right? So there could be some theoretical standards, correct? So the first one is the completeness. So what is completeness? As it says, what data is missing or unusable. Okay. So take the same call center database. Let's say customer city is not there, or shipping address is not there, or there is a phone number which is unusable, some gen character is typed at the data entry application. So this is called completeness. So some of the important attributes of the customer record is missing here. So that leads to unusable. That is called completeness problem. So the second one is what data is stored in a non-standard format, the conformity. Let's say I have a customer date of birth column in my customer database. Okay, so I want to maintain all the customer records in a standard data weight format. So my business requirement, or my business manager told that maintain all the customer records in specific date format. It could be a dd/mm/yyyy, or it could be yyyy. So there could be one. We take all the customers' date of birth should be maintained dd/yy/yyyy, dd/mmy specific format. Okay, so that is called conformity. So it means you are maintaining all your customer data of birth in a specific format that is easy to identify. Let's say if you want to tomorrow you want to do some kind of logic, give me a list of customers whose date of birth falls in this range, so that it is easy to get it, right? Some kind of standardization is required. And one more example is, let's say customer city or zip code, or the customer country you take it. Okay, so when I say customer country, how do you represent USA? There could be many ways, right? You can type US, you can type America, you can type United States of America, you can type u.s.a, you can type u.s, or you can type something like that, right? So all these are all the problems, right? It could be entered by the data entry operator, or you may getting the data from the different legacy systems, from the upward systems. Okay, so here you are not properly maintaining some kind of standardization, right? So this is kind of standardization. So we need to, so standardization means in this business country scenario, I will tell that. So maintain all the customer country names in a ISO 3 country code. You know ISO 3 country code, right? So for the America, it will be USA. For the Japan, it will be JPN. For China, it will be CHN. So for the Great Britain, it will be GBR. So this is the business requirement for them. So maintain all the customer country records in a ISO 3 country code format. So that is called a standardization that can be achieved using the data quality transformation. So the next one is the consistency. So what data value is giving confident information? Let's say there are two customer records, customer name is same, but the address is different. So let's say you want to send a shipment. So how do you find out which address to send it? It means that it is giving the conflict information. You don't know whether it is the latest address or it is a old address. So this is called conflict. One particular address is giving conflict to another address, so that you are not sure where to send. You cannot send it to the two address. You will be lost in, right? You can send it to only one particular shipping address. If you send it to two, means you are lost. So it means that one value is conflicting with other value, so you are not able to make any decision. That is called consistency. And the accuracy. So what data is incorrect or out of date? Okay. So out of date means you give some junk date to any date of birth, anything. Let's say date of birth can be a past, it cannot be future or today's date, right? As simple as that. So it should be correct date of birth. Or if you take the credit card department, it could be a what could be the due date? It could be a month or 2 months or future month or generation statement date. Okay, if you look at the statement date, it would be past date, right? It cannot be the future date. For the next month, it could be future. For the old months, it could be the old one. The next one is the duplicates. What data records are attributes are repeated. Okay, so let's say same customer record is repeated many times with same customer name, city, zip code, address, phone numbers. So simply is a duplicate data is just adding to the customer database. Why? Because you don't have any checks. Okay, that is called duplication. The next one is the integrity. So what data is missing or not referenced. So this is mainly the MDM use cases, right? Let's say two people are residing in the same household. There could be possible of some relationship since their first names are matched. So let's say husband and wife are residing in the same location, but we are not able to find out is there any kind of relationship, or if they are residing in the same location, let's say we can give some cross-sell, upsell opportunity. This is mainly for the MDM use case. So how the MDM use case works is, right, so they will try to find out the people who are residing in the same household. Okay, so they will see what is the telecom service provider they are using, what is the telecom service provider using by different people, and see they will come up with a new promotion offer saying that so if you buy this pack, we can give you additional talk time, additional internet, additional data usages. So that is called cross-sell, upsell opportunity. So you're trying to find the relationship between your customer 360 and you're getting the more cross-sell, upsell opportunity. So that is called data integrity. Means you try to get the relationships and maintain that relationship. So any questions till now?
No.
Okay, fine. So the next I talk about why it is a problem, or what is a major problem of data quality. Why I should buy data quality license I should implement. The reason is, as I told you in the customer database, since you are not able to maintain the customer email address, you are not able to reach him, so you are losing your business. That's it. So these are all some of the articles that I collected from the business in the web. Okay, so you can read out on your own. So poor data quality cost US business more than 600 billion each year. So if they have a customers of millions and billions, right, the same call center scenario can reach to 600 billion. Why? Because then they have the large customer database. If you take Walmart, they have a very large customer database. If they are not able to maintain the proper customer data, it can lead to that kind of loss for them. And another one is the 10 to 25% of the data records contain inaccuracies. So depend upon the size of the organization, it is a medium cap or large cap or mid size, right? So poor data quality is the most common reason why organizations don't realize the benefits of the data platform investment, including CRM, PA, data warehousing. So it can be used in the many verticals. It is not specific to the supply chain, products, or manufacturing, or retail, insurance. Wherever you are trying to maintain some kind of information which really adds to value to your business decision, that makes a difference for the data quality. So the next one is the important slide of my presentation. This is the architecture of the data quality. So the architecture is changed from 9.0 onwards. They have rewritten the entire code in the 9.0. So this is architecture. So there are multiple blocks. I will go through them in a high level. So the first block is the data quality clients, and this is the service process, all the servers and all. This is the infrastructure, and the bottom one is the data providers, what files and all you'll be getting this. So data quality clients, first I will talk about. Okay. So this is the admin console. I'm not sure whether you got an opportunity to look about the admin console and see the.
Yeah. I know this. Yeah.
You know this, right? That's great. So here, okay. So as administrator, I'll be creating the domain. I'll be creating the multiple nodes. I'll be creating the services. I'll be creating the license, and I'll be creating the connections, and I'll be creating the security users groups, all those things. You know, right? So these are all the different, mainly for the data quality, you may not know, these are all the 4 service mainly for the data quality. MRS, Model Repository Service, DIS, Data Integration Service, CMS, Content Management Service, AT is the analyst service. So this MRS is similar to your PowerCenter repository. So PowerCenter repository holds the complete objects metadata, right? Yeah, similar to PowerCenter repository, MRS is the data quality model repository. It holds the metadata of the objects that you have created in your developer tool. So this is the developer tool, data quality developer tool. This is mainly used by the IT developers or the stewards who is having the technical knowledge about the product. So this is called developer client. Okay, this is the MRS. So these are all the projects and folders. So here business data stewards or IT developers will be creating the mappings, maplets, reusable transformations. Basically, it is similar to PowerCenter designer, you can assume. Okay. All the development will be done by the developer in this particular tool. This is called developer tool. You create a mapping, you create a maplets, you export the objects, you import that, you run the mappings. most of the development works done in the developer tool used by the developer. Okay. So the one more thing is the analyst tool. Okay, this is used by the business analyst who knows more about the data rather than technical experts. Okay.
Yeah.
You can see the Informatica analyst. The business analyst will be logging into this particular tool, and you'll be doing the business activity, something like a profile your data to find out what is there, and creating some reference tables. I will talk about going forward. Okay, what is profile, what is a reference table, and all. It will come in the training. So high level overviews, the business analyst will be logging into the Informatica analyst. So we'll be creating the profilings, we'll be creating reference tables, scorecards, and all. It's all more about the business activities. All are done by the analyst tool, and the development work is done by the developer tool. Now we can ask them how these people are collaborated, how they are synced together to work. Okay, so how the process really goes is, okay, so let's say I have some customer data. Okay, so let's say this is my customer data. Okay, I don't know what is there in it. You can see the preview of the data, but that is fine. Let's say if you have millions of data, you cannot really go through, scroll down of this browser, and you can see what it is there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there could be some way of discovery. I will give this source object, you do some discovery and give me what is there in the data, right? So as a business analyst, I will profile this data. So after this is I have profiled already. So I have profiled this data, and it give me insights about my data. These are all the different columns in my source: order number, purchase order number, order date, ship date, customer ID, company, address one, contact. So basically these are the different columns, and what is the unique values in each and every column, and what is